Hello, I found this Commodore calculator in a flea market. And as you can see, it's in very good condition. It turns on as well. It's very clean. Here we have all the details. The problem is that when I type, sometimes repeats the number more than once. And sometimes it doesn't really work. When I think it's a problem with the keyboard. So we're going to try to repair it and never ever open a calculator on a Commodore calculator before. When I was walking in that flea market and I saw this calculator there, it's like, Commodore. I always take a look at calculators, old ones, I like them. But this one, and it has all the logo here and the name, and then behind, initially I thought maybe it's fake. But no, you have it here, look at that, everything. So, made in United Kingdom, electronic calculator, serial number, the battery, attempted repair by unauthorized persons voids warranty. So maybe I should think twice before opening it. So it has a normal 9 volts battery, very straightforward. So let's try to open it up. So there's a little screw here that looks like it's supporting all this part. And I would imagine that in here, we need to, maybe there is a pressure contact there that keeps in place. Also, I noticed there is this little plastic here. I don't know what it's for. We will see. I'm always a little bit scared to break it, but here you can see this is like a pressure contact that exists here. So if we put some pressure here, yeah, that part opens there. And then I would imagine the rest is going to be very, very similar. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that wasn't easy. Because all the time I was scared I'm gonna break something. Actually, probably I did a little bit. Oh no. So this one here is easier. We just need to... By rotating it, it will free this part. Those pieces of plastic were just there. Look at that. That's a piece of plastic that was here. And it's still, one of them is still there. I wonder what's the purpose of that. Probably to make it easier to open it? No idea. And here there are some more clips that are keeping the keyboard in place. So gently pressure in there. One. Okay. That came out. So we have this red panel here. And that's what makes it look like that. And here we have the the screen. Let's plug it in and take a look. Yeah, here we are. Look at that tiny 0. Let's see, 5 up. Yeah, the keyboard definitely is not. Yeah, that's a problem. Probably it's just dirty. Let's take a look. This part feels very delicate. This ribbon cable here is like, it's not like flexible like the ones you have nowadays. Which maybe, I mean, if it breaks, I can replace it with one. It's pretty rigid. I would like not to replace any parts of this, but definitely I need to open here these 3 screws. So I'm gonna gently bend it, not too much. And look at that. Look at this. This chip here. Commodore. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, this is definitely the power supply. You can power from external. You can see the battery is going here. It's plugged here, it's connected there. So if you put an external power supply, so you can have the calculator without the battery. Let's zoom in and open it up. Ta-da! I'm afraid that these 2 anchor points to keep this in place, not just the screws, because I'm finding some resistance here when I'm trying to open this from the bottom. So I'm afraid this part might, if I push it, it might break it. Let's see if I end up ruining the whole thing. Okay, this part comes up. Here, definitely the PCB is anchored in this area. And speaking of PCBs, starting from just $5 you can get your PCBs directly delivered to your home thanks to PCBWay. They offer a full range of options for professionals and beginners to get the best PCBs manufacturing in the market.
PCBWay also offers CNC and 3D printing, and they even have a project section where you can order the PCBs from tons of projects ready to build. PCBWay is the single point you need to get all your project's ideas done. Thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this video.
Well, at this point, I have no other choice now to take everything apart from here right now at the moment. And I don't like this, but I don't think I have any other choice. Yeah, go out, yeah, make a mess. Go all of that mess, some messy circuits, right? That's what the channel is about. Let's see what is in there. Yeah, it's like a couple screws. Why they did that? That's unfair. If I apply pressure, I'm going to end up breaking it. I don't want to do that, but probably will have no choice. But then to put it back together, it's not going to be easy. No. I feel that something is bending, maybe. Oh, I don't like this. You can see here now it is. Maybe I can pull that. Yes, look at that. That's the thing that was there. It's like they basically nail it. Why? Just put a screw. Why to do that? Look at that. Yeah. Okay, the next one. Okay, now, well, that feels like taking out a tooth. Nice, finally, look at that. Doesn't even look that dirty, but anyway, so let's get some alcohol and clean this up. Okay, this is how it works. We have this here, like that, and then we have this guy coming this way. So what it does is, behind this, we have these with a spring. So this piece of metal touches the PCB here in these squares that we have, and then the central part touches the rounded part here. And that is what it makes the contact between these, and you get the signal for the key. So I don't know exactly what the problem is, because as you can see, all of this looks super clean. I don't see any dirt or something that would make difficult the contact. The springs are in place. They are not the strongest, but really the only purpose of these springs is to keep the key up so it doesn't create any pressure and gives you the feedback of pushing. Just in case, let's clean this up anyway. Could be that it was a little bit dirty and I cannot really see it. You know, after looking at these in more detail, I think that probably one of the causes is connection here. So I'm gonna try to bend this a little bit, because these ones are supposed to be touching constantly on the surface of the PCB. So much patience and love for these machines. It's insane. Let's see if you can see it. 0. So let's try to type 8. Nah, it's weird. Shows 2 zeros. Okay, none of the buttons work. Nothing works. And sometimes what we have is this kind of ghost to zeros in there. I wonder if it's a problem with the ribbon cable. Because if one of these lines is broken, then definitely it's gonna cause problems. Now with these, I'm gonna make contact with different buttons, the different numbers of the keyboard. Let's see if I reduce the amount of light. Computer, bench light off. Yeah, you can see there 0. Let's see. If I make contact here, that should be the number 7. But it's nothing shows. I'm gonna try to resolder a little bit the contacts. Maybe some of them are broken. Well, after that, let's try and see if now connecting directly so numbers work. Okay, the 5 is working and 7 is not working. Okay, 3 is working. Maybe the cable is broken. Okay, now we are going to test it using this thing here. For example, here I should get the number 2, okay, 1. Let's give it a try. Let's put it back together. When I was holding it, it was working, but now after putting all perfectly aligned and screwed, it doesn't work again. I don't know, this is so weird. There is something here that I clearly don't know behind the scenes of how this circuitry is working. One of the issues I think is in this circuitry, which I didn't have the time now to go and analyze it. For example, here we have what I would assume this is a negative and this is a positive, but these are connected here. So the logic here is not what I thought it was. It's not like we just connect this negative with the positive thing here. It's a little bit different. So this here should be the number, I think 2, but it's connected to this one that will connect to this one. I have no clue how that works. These 2 here match these 2 here, and so forth. They go like 2, 2, 2, and 2, and that corresponds with this, for example, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And so what I would assume is that probably some of these are not making contact because they're too flattened. So I already increased quite significantly this bit here, but I think I need to do it even more. After this, if it doesn't work, then I don't know. The only thing I can think of is replacing that ribbon cable with a new one. So as you can see, yeah, I put it back, but it's blinking. It's not really working yet. I'm gonna put these nails back, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna open this again. If it doesn't work, I need to find a different way. Well, I don't think I reach a dead end with this calculator here. I mean, it looks perfect. The PCB looks very nice. I think it's working internally. It was able to add some numbers, but as soon as I put the keypad together, it doesn't work. The only thing I'm thinking could be the issue is that somehow here on the keypad, the pressure is not good enough. So some of the metal contacts that you saw before are not touching every single contact that should be touching, and probably some of them are not bridging. It could be that, I don't know. If you know something about these keypads or these calculators, please let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. So the next step here, I'm going to do some research on this keypad and see how they internally work and try to understand the logic behind it. And from there, I will try to simulate making the contacts here. That would allow me to see if the calculator is working and if everything is fine, so I can focus on the keypad and how to repair it. But that is going to be for another video, otherwise this will be too long. Stay tuned, check on Patreon, I'm going to update there with more behind the scenes, and thank you for watching.